Are you letting fear hold you back from actually speaking in front of people, whether it be on a major stage of thousands of people or right in front of 10 people or even one person? Oftentimes, people allow the fear or false evidence appearing real to get in the way of them speaking, of them sharing their message. And so today, I want to give you some strategies that will help you overcome and conquer that fear that you probably have of public speaking. And these are actually things that I used personally to allow me to overcome my fear of public speaking. So, the first thing that I started doing to help me, and what will help you as well, is I started creating videos. We have this amazing phone that has a front facing camera, has a rear facing camera, and we have social media. It's free. You already have an account, most likely. You already have a phone, most likely. So you can simply just start taking videos and then upload those videos. Now, maybe you're a little afraid of putting on social media. Take the video and watch it afterwards. But even if you don't watch it, just taking a video, having an idea in your head, and just talking it out and getting this repetition will start to help you out. Think about doing push ups. Maybe at first, 10 is a lot of push-ups for you. But as you start doing them, 10 becomes easy. And then all of a sudden 20 is hard, but then 20 becomes easy because you continue to do it time and time again. Now, is your form the best? Maybe, maybe not. But the first thing is you need to get the endurance to be able to do more push-ups in the first place. And as you get to a certain point, then you can go back and refine that. So for you having this fear of speaking, you need to first start with just getting reps in, starting with those videos. You've got plenty of storage on your phone. You can leave it there, or you can even upload it to social media. And as you get comfortable and confident just speaking about something, then you can start to refine that. But you really just need to start doing those videos. So once you've started doing these videos, that's when you refine that. And what do you talk about? That's a big thing as well. Well, I just don't want to talk about anything because I'm not an expert in everything. So why would people listen to me? Now that you've gotten that confidence, we can start to refine that message for you. So start talking about some experiences that you've incurred. What have you learned over the last couple of years that has made you into the person you are today? Me being an engineer, I could go back and talk about how at one point I didn't really know how to program, and I learned how to program over time. And what were those things that I did? A lot of that was actually just doing projects. So similarly here, where you're actually learning to public speak by just doing the videos, through those reps, you start to know what's good, what's bad, what you can work on, what needs that improvement, what you can just not worry about because it's not that big of a deal. But there is a learning journey there. And so in your life, you have learned something over time. What is that thing? And start sharing that thing. That's the second way that you can get over the fear of public speaking. You can conquer your fear is by starting to share about your experiences. Start sharing about something that you've learned because you've learned it, you've experienced it, you've been through it. And so therefore, you are capable of teaching on that. And it may sound weird, but you really are an expert at that because you lived that out. Maybe you didn't read all sorts of books on mindset or on fitness, but you had a journey, and everybody's journey is a little bit different. And yes, there are rights and wrongs, but hey, this is the way that you did it, and you're just sharing your way. You're not saying this is the ultimate way that it has to be done. You are simply sharing your way, and through that, that makes you an expert. And so this should also help you understand that you don't need to fear what people are going to say because this was just your experience. And people are going to say something either way, so just continue to push through. And then the third thing that we can actually do is share our experiences. So very similar where we talk about the things that we've learned, but really sharing experiences based around topics that we want to talk about. So we're going to dive in deeper now. So at first you're just getting comfortable just doing videos in the first place. Then you start actually talking about lessons that you've learned from life. And now we want to get into experiences that relate with the topic that we want to talk about. With this podcast, I like to talk about public speaking a lot. I like to talk about leadership a lot as well. And so I'll share experiences of things that I've learned, whether I've been through them personally or I've seen them firsthand, and I have improved on those things myself, so I didn't create that same problem that occurred because the leadership or the communication wasn't proper. And so I would talk about that, and I would talk through those experiences, what I saw there, and then use that as a lesson to teach you on this podcast, to teach people in my life, and teach on social media. So I took these experiences and a message that I wanted to share, and I started to create that expertise. And because you've experienced this, this will help you overcome that fear of public speaking as well, because you have experienced it. If you still do have that fear, just remember that this is your truth. This is the thing that you have experienced. So it is something that is based on something actually relevant to your life. Is it the best way? Maybe, maybe not. But if we think about cars, the best way to drive a car, some people would say pedal to the metal, never hit the brake. Other people would say, maybe I'm going to let off the gas, and then when I get halfway through, when I'm going to a curve, I'm going to let off the gas, let myself just cruise into that corner, and as soon as I get halfway through, I punch the gas again, and I take off, and it's able to accelerate me out of that curve. Am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know. I'm not a professional driver, just using that as an example there, but people are going to say, take curves differently, and there's the weather involved there, but you know that based on your experience. So for me, from personal experience, not driving, but I know when I drive a car and I am coming up to a curve, it tends to work out better if I let off the gas instead of keep my foot on the pedal to go around the curve the whole way, because then I'm leaned off to the side and everything, and I can't get through that curve as well or even as fast as if I let off the gas at the first part of the curve and then take off in the second part, or even apply the brakes some within there. But there's strategies behind that. And if I was to go in and talk about that as my expertise, I could then talk more about those strategies and based on the weather and all of these things. But that's simply what you can do. Realize that your experience is your truth. It is a truth that you can share on. Is it the ultimate truth? Is it the best way possible? No, but everybody is different. People are going to learn from you based on who you are, what you do, what your background is. So start sharing that message. And those three things, doing videos, sharing experiences and lessons learned from your past, and then sharing experiences based on a specific topic, will allow you to be able to conquer that fear of public speaking.